Have you ever wondered why two different stories sound so alike? For instance, the Harry Potter series and the Percy Jackson series have many similarities. This isn't a random occurrence. One basic storyline, called Monomyth, was created by Joseph Campbell, an author. As I explain this, I will be comparing two of my favorite stories, the modern series Harry Potter and the Odyssey, a story that dates back to ancient Greece. Monomyth has three main parts: separation, initiation, and return. Each part has different sections. First we'll go over separation. The first part of separation is the miraculous or tragic birth of childhood. In Harry Potter, this is when Harry's parents are killed when he's a baby. The Odyssey doesn't really apply to this because it doesn't go too much into his childhood, but it applies later on in the storyline. The next section is withdrawal from society. This is something that sets the character apart from other people. For Harry Potter, it's the fact that he's a wizard. For Odysseus, he's a king. He's the king of Ithaca. The next part is the call to adventure. This is why the hero goes on his journey or quest. For Harry, it's basically when Hagrid gives him his Hogwarts letter. For Odysseus, it's when he's called to fight in the Trojan War. The next main part of the Monomyth is the initiation. This is the biggest chunk of the story because it's like a paper format. Separation is the introduction, initiation is the body, and return is the conclusion. Conclusion and introduction are usually shorter than the body, so the initiation would usually be the longest part. The first part of initiation is the trials, the tasks, and the tests. There are many of these for Harry Potter, as well as the Odyssey, including for Harry Potter, him saving the Sorcerer's Stone or confronting Sirius Black, etc., etc. And for Odysseus, facing the Sirens or Polyphemus. The next part of initiation is help, whether it's divine or not. In Harry Potter, he has a lot of help from his friends or professors. The Odyssey, he has help from different people. One of the biggest helps is Athena, which would fall under the divine category. She helps him get home, as well as other people like Eno, Circe, and so on. The next part of initiation is the Temptress. She or he tries to thwart the quest, to prevent the hero from getting what he wants. In Harry Potter, we're just going to go with the general categorization of the Death Eaters. For the Odyssey, there are a lot of those, including Poseidon is a big one, Polyphemus, Circe, and Calypso. Savior or Saviress, Athena for the Odyssey, as well as Calypso. She is both a Temptress and a Savioress. For Harry Potter, there's also a lot. His friends again. The next part of the initiation is the authority figure, the problem to defeat, why there's even a story or an adventure. In Harry Potter, that's obviously Voldemort, who keeps trying to kill a bunch of people. The Odyssey, it doesn't apply too much, but mainly the suitors who are trying to get Odysseus' wife and kingdom. The next part of the initiation is the underworld, or the symbol of death, where it shows that he dies or in some way. Harry Potter, he dies at the hands of Voldemort. For the Odyssey, it's really that he was gone so long that all his family and friends think that he's dead. The final part of initiation is the goal of the quest, or what Monomyth calls the boon. The boon in Harry Potter is just to defeat Voldemort and bring back peace to the communities. For Odysseus, it's just to get back home. The next and final main part of Monomyth is the return. It starts with the return from death, from the symbolic death, or the underworld. Harry Potter dies but doesn't die. Odysseus comes back to Ithaca. With them they bring back the boon. It's a little out of order for Harry Potter because he kills Voldemort, but then the next part is before that. The Odyssey, he gets back home. The struggle to return happens in Harry Potter's case before he brings back the boon, which would be to defeat Voldemort. The struggle to return would be Voldemort still being alive and having his whole army against him. Odysseus, it would be the suitors once he gets back home that are still in his kingdom. The next part is peace and fulfillment. The problem is solved, everything is done again, and there's peace and fulfillment. And the final part of the return is the master of two worlds. They have combined skills of before and after. For Harry Potter, it would be he kind of unites some of the community, like the Death Eaters and the regular people. He kind of unites them. With Odysseus, he kind of puts together his skills and knowledge from before his quest and after to have the combined skills. And that's Monomyth. But why do these stories, this is something I've contemplated while learning about this, why do these stories keep drawing people in? I mean, if it's the same story over and over again, wouldn't readers get bored? Well, each story, while it may have the same storyline, is different. There are different characters, there's usually a different plot line, a different boon, different villain, all different. And different things happen in it. There's different themes, different lessons. So each story is still unique, but it has that unity with all the heroes' journey stories that makes it still the same.